Expo with Trapper Bob. This is the B&G show, and what we want to show you today is under the ice trapping of muskrats, and you're going to have an experience, a live experience today of Trapper Bob trapping in Spirit Lake. He's going to tell you everything from the tools to methods of trapping muskrats. So here you go, Trapper Bob, take it away.
Well, it's January, what, 6th, 7th?
Yeah.
It's late season, so at this point, usually you have one option. You go to mink trapping or coon trapping. If you want to keep trapping rats, in the past few years, this is what I've found out that's been working. First thing I got is, I don't use a spud bar. I hate them. I use a sharpened tile spade. Doesn't hurt your hand. It saves you when you fall through, because you're going to fall through if you're looking for thin ice. And I've always got it in my hand, and it helps me distribute weight when I fall in. Only time I don't have it in my hand is when I'm actually checking the trap. But I've got it stuck in the ice right there. And I've fallen through 6 or 7 times this year without waders. I usually wear waders when it's earlier, but now I just don't want to wear waders. I just like being comfortable.
We call him Tough Trapper Bob.
And if you can't get through with this in a couple punches, it's probably not worth setting. I've got an auger for certain instances where the sloughs are crazy thick, but that's a whole nother ball game. I'm using a 160 Conibear, which is a 6x6. I've tried for 30 years baiting them with 110s, and it just doesn't work. The rat,
It doesn't have a big enough jaw spread.
well, on a trail set, a 110's fine. A rat swimming, a bubble trail, everybody knows here's the ice, you set your 110 under it, and they swim right in it. That rat's, cruising. But when it's baited, they're hovering. And they're just maybe reaching at with their, catch them by the feet, the tail, the rear legs. They're just going at the bait, and the 110s will miss them. And I just learned my lesson again this year. I went and set 16 110s. I had 4 or 5 snap traps and 2 rats. I pulled them the next day. I went to these. And my main bait is your basic baby carrots. It's not necessary for trail sets, but I'm trying to bait them. And it comes back to there's 2 types of trapping. Put the trap where the animal's gonna go, or make them go where your trap is. And this is making them go where my trap is. But if I'm finding thin ice out there, it's somewhat of a trail anyway. So it's kind of a double whammy. And I'm also using artificial bait. It's similar to the pucks Jerry Hultberg in Wisconsin's using, but it's kind of my own little design. And
Tell them what it is.
it's a
Swim noodle.
it's a noodle that kids swim with. Orange ones, the small ones. You can buy them at Walmart for $1. You can get about 40 of these out of there. In my first design, it was just slicing them up and putting them on the trigger, but they were getting waterlogged. So I had to take a torch or a heater and seal both ends.
Both sides of it.
Both sides of it,
Okay.
so the water
Wouldn't soak in.
didn't soak in as bad.
Do you put any lure on that then?
No.
No lure
No.
on that.
I
Okay.
rarely use lure for anything. Even on mink line, I just use the juice out of the fish when I'm trapping mink. Next thing's my hook. I don't like wires on stakes. I hate it. I don't like stops at the bottom of your stakes. It's just, if you're running a huge number of traps, it's just a cluster in your boat or your sled. I have no wires. I use cane poles.
What are you using that hook for? I don't know.
Well, when that rat gets caught, trap gets snapped, and 9 times out of 10 it goes to the bottom of the slough. Sometimes it's caught on the stake, but I got to reach down in 6-7 foot of water.
Okay.
And you'll probably see out there, if we catch some rats today, what this is used for. And plus, I'm walking like this or like this, so I got 2. This
Okay.
is strong, helps me get out too.
Okay. Okay.
Plus, I'm carrying got a pocket full of carrots at all times, and I got my things threaded right on there.
Okay.
So it's just simple. And this slough, I open water trapped this for one day, November 3rd. And then I left it to ice trap. I came back 2 weeks later and ran this for 3 weeks, ice trapping, till the end of November. And I pulled out of here, went to new territory. Came here yesterday, started checking the ice, and there were hot spots everywhere on houses I had touched. I was just blown away.
A hot spot means there's activity from muskrats. Is that what you mean?
I'll show you when we're out there.
Okay.
I go up to a house, and I can usually pick it out where
Yeah.
because when you got clear ice, you can see where the spot is.
Right.
There's usually a couple spots around the houses that are real active, but now the ice is really bad.
Yeah,
Snows.
we've had snow thawing. It really looks almost gray out there.
Yeah, it's horrible. But there's 16 inches of ice out there,
Okay.
and I'm finding spots with a half-inch ice or less,
Okay.
and that's a no-brainer. You just set them.
Okay, so we're going to head out to the ice now. If one of us is gone missing, come out and get us, okay? A few of us have cleats on. Some of us are going out without cleats on. So it's about, what is it, about 40 degrees out here today?
Yeah, it's going to be 44 today.
It's going to be 44. It's above freezing right now, so the ice is really slippery.
You just walk where I've walked, and you'll be fine.
Okay, so we're following Trapper Bob out. As you can see in this marsh here, he's got his traps marked with the orange.
It was 12-foot cane poles.
12-foot cane poles is what they're marked with. We're following him. This is, when were you last on this ice, Bob?
Oh, well, yesterday I set these,
Yesterday.
but it had been almost a month after I pulled out of
Okay,
here.
so we know we're on safe ice here. but
Yes,
here
this is-
yesterday. Okay, good. Notice the tools he's got in his hand. He's got a backpack. He's headed to his first trap. Can we follow you, Bob?
Yep, follow me, just stay on the beaten path.
Okay.
You know, I came up to this house yesterday,
So we got a house right here. Okay.
and I don't know if you can see, well, I could see the spots. I didn't even check anywhere else.
What do you mean you saw the spot? You saw that? Was it open like that? Or?
No.
Okay.
It was just different.
Okay, it was
The
different.
bubbles, darker ice. But say we have a foot of snow here, I'll go. That's a decent spot.
Okay.
Not great.
It felt softer.
Yeah, it went right. Oh, it went all the way through.
It went all the way through. Okay.
Well, this yesterday, I can see I got a rat right now.
Look down the hole. You can see the rat in there. I'll pull it up.
And this is basically this is a trail set with bait on it, because I'm guessing that it's thin because they're cruising through there.
Okay.
But if you have, say you have 16 inches ice here, we'll wait to talk about that when we get to a big hut.
Okay.
You can take your auger and do the same thing. A lot of guys use chainsaws, but I don't like them.
When it's 16 inches, how are you choosing where in this whole area?
I'm looking at the house and judging.
Okay.
There's always a place on the house that's got like a ramp,
Yeah.
and there's usually 9 out of 100 times that's a run.
Okay.
But there's other weird spots on houses that I've learned in the past couple of years that are always good too.
Okay. So you're looking at the house to determine where you might put your auger.
Guessing, educated guess.
Okay.
So first thing I do, I come up, I see the rat. My stakes, I always loosen them.
You pulled it out of the mud there.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Because these traps are so slippery, they go right down.
Okay.
So, well, first I see if I have a rat. If I see the trap set, I move on.
Okay.
But I got the trap. Leave my stake.
Your bait is still there. So it was hovering around the trap like you said.
Went right after the carrot.
Went right at the carrot. Okay.
Okay. Now, I love it when there's snow, because you can take this rat in 10 seconds, it'll be almost ready to skin. So you can dry it out.
You can dry it right in the
But
snow.
there's no
No dry
snow
time.
out here. So I'll and say it's 20 below zero right now.
Yeah.
I
gonna be
drop my
freezing.
trap.
Yeah.
I
20
take
below
care of
zero.
the rat first and try to dry him out as good as I can,
Yeah.
and then I usually wear a hooded sweatshirt,
Mhm.
and I always keep 2 on deck before I take my backpack off.
Oh, okay.
In there,
Okay.
because I don't like taking my backpack off.
Right.
That's
stick
not a
them in
very
there.
big rat there. So say it's 20 below.
Yeah. That's
Trap's
frozen.
wet. What happened to it? You can't,
Froze.
You can't set it.
Yeah.
So I'll do this for 3-4 times, and then hurry up and set it
Okay.
while it's thawed out. And another thing about cold weather, which I like,
So no new bait is necessary on there. Okay.
One thing here, Bob's putting it on the very first trigger, and
least pressure.
that's more sensitive than the ones farther
Yes.
back.
You mean it's less sensitive?
It's easier to go
More-
off.
more
Easier.
sensitive.
Okay. More
But
sensitive.
here's another
Okay.
thing. These are Duke 160s.
Okay.
I've caught so many rats in some of them that I'm gonna have to do some work on this one.
Oh,
It
it's
won't
worn
stay
away.
set.
Okay.
I gotta
Okay.
go to the second one.
Okay.
Or if I have a rat that you will have some snap traps once in a while, I'll put him on I'll put the carrots up higher, and I'll put it on the second notch.
Okay.
Just so he has to work it a little more.
Okay.
So I know what my cane poles, I know what they are, so I know where the trap's got to be thread on. So I get it like this.
Well, what's on the bottom of that cane pole to stop it from falling down in?
I just stick it in the mud.
You stick that in the mud, and then where do you stick? Where's
I'll
the
show
trap
you.
go? Okay. Oh, he's gonna show
When
us.
it's when
Okay.
it's cold out, I always leave a little piece of ice
Yeah.
from that hole is
Yeah.
always here.
Oh, okay.
To
Right.
see where the cane pole's wet,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm judging it by there.
Okay.
And
Oh, he
I go
spreads
as
them
hard
out.
as I possibly
He
can.
spreads them out. Okay.
And then I do this just to keep the chain and this latch out of the trap.
Okay. So there you have it.
And
Okay.
there I'm going to put it back in. And this isn't going to freeze up much tonight, so I'm going to go. I like keeping it as high as I can to the ice conditions.
Why
If
is
it's gonna-
high? Why is high? Because for the rats.
Because the rat comes out of the house, they come up the ice and swim.
Okay.
But when it's cold, you got to keep that trap down so everything doesn't freeze in. So you're going a little couple inches lower.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can get,
It's thinner there because they swim right underneath the ice.
Okay.
and sometimes you can get 3 inches ice on one night.
Yeah.
But these didn't freeze last night. It was 38 degrees last night.
Okay.
So we'll go to the next one. When I was
Okay.
walking through yesterday, here's my trail. And I check it every step as I go.
Right.
So I know this is pretty
So
safe.
he's already checked this trail that we're
It's
following.
ice.
How deep of water are we in here? So it's like 3 feet, like we saw back
We're
there.
4 foot ice, 4 foot of water right here. I checked this house in a few spots, and I didn't want to work at it, so I just moved on.
So he moved on from this house. He
It
didn't.
wasn't great.
It wasn't a great
It's
location.
kind of a low house, so it might be froze up. I think we'll come back to this one. Go over here to the big hut and I'll explain how you auger. Now here, as you can see, this area is super active, and that whole area was active. They're running out there and running out here.
See that there, right? They're running out there.
So I just chopped a big hole and I throw my double whammy in 2 traps.
So you got 2 traps in
Two
there.
traps.
Okay.
And here's the ramp I'm talking about.
Okay.
So it's close to that.
Right.
But if I were to auger this, I'd set one there. Say we had snow and I couldn't see anything.
Right.
I'd probably set one here. I'd look for an open spot and weed, like here. Drill one there,
Okay.
maybe over there in that open area. You just kind of guess.
Okay.
And within a couple days, if you haven't caught anything, you'll probably move it. But sometimes they'll sit a week before you catch a rat. There's just no rhyme or reason. Sometimes.
So how close are you getting to that? What? Okay.
Oh yeah.
You feel safe. You
Yep.
feel safe. Okay. Okay.
But then I go right
Okay.
through.
You're getting through. Okay.
Okay. Set 2 traps, different bait. This trap still set with a white piece of artificial. Nothing in it. But I look at this one, I don't see the trap.
Okay. So most likely we
So
got
my
something.
blood pressure, you know, my heartbeat just went up.
So that's the thrill of trapping right there,
Yep.
right?
So when I pull this up and I feel the trap slide down, I'm happy because there's weight on the trap.
And something pulled it down. Hopefully it's not a snapping turtle. There you go. Now, are you thinking maybe it's because the bait you used, because you tested 2 different baits there? Is that why you did that? Or?
I just do it to see if I can get a pattern,
Okay.
and I haven't. But carrots are good. There's no doubt. And I eat the snacks along the way. Another little medium or large.
Large. You can tell how big it is.
But there's some big rats in this slough. See? I put it on the first notch.
Yeah, and it slipped.
Yep. And there's no, it's not iced up or anything, so I'm going to put it on the second notch. One day I caught both thumbs, and that wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
I had to walk back to the truck to find a hammer to pry the jaws apart.
Oh, you had both of your hands in there.
Both my thumbs. Well, there we go. I'm on the second notch.
Okay. So you're going to set it the same way as you set the other one. We see the
But
depth
here's
of the water.
another thing.
Okay.
I'm guessing the rat is coming from there through this way.
Right.
So, where's my water level? If I were to set the trap like this, the rat's going to reach that bait sooner. If I go like this, he's going to reach it later. So he's in the trap more.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That couple inches or
yeah.
inch.
Yeah.
So if I'm pretty sure he's coming this way. I always set the bait furthest away from him so he's in the trap more.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like this. He's just closer and I might miss him.
Okay. Okay. That's. I hope everybody got that point. That's easy to understand. I think.
We're only
Yeah.
about,
It's-
inch and a half there, but
Yeah.
when
Which
you catch,
side of the jaws? He's sending the jaws, so the jaws are farther away from the bait from the house.
The trigger's
The,
fine.
Yeah,
the
so
trigger is farther.
he
away
gets
from
in the
house.
trap more.
Yeah.
And say I did this, I just can't get it down anymore,
Yeah.
and I'm too lazy or it's too cold, I just want to get that trap in the water.
Yeah.
I'll throw an angle on it
Okay. Good.
just to get some more depth.
Okay.
And plus, when you throw an angle on it, everything's deeper.
Yeah.
It's top of the spring.
Yeah.
A lot of guys use wedges and use single springs, and they work fine. But you're dealing with wedges. It's just this is the fastest way that I've found.
Okay. Great. That's great. Okay. So
You wanna throw
we're
it in
2
my
for 3.
backpack?
We're 2 for 3 out here in Spirit Lake.
Well, you got another. You got one right here. Here's
Okay.
there's a telltale sign over here. Now I don't even got to go close to this one, and I either had I got a snap trap or a rat. You can see the bait floating in the hole.
Oh, okay.
It came off the trigger.
Okay. Something action happened.
Yeah. So this is pretty.
Okay.
This is pretty good. I forgot my hook, Brady. This is pretty good sign. Here's my puck.